Chosen one, this moment is not accidental, and it is not random. You were guided here by divine appointment, by exact spiritual timing, authorized by heaven itself. The weight you have been carrying in silence, the pressure around money, provision, survival, has been fully seen. The anxiety you felt was never proof of failure. It was a refining season, a narrowing path designed to expose what could not be corrupted within you. Anointed one, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift. What was restrained is preparing to be released. What felt delayed is beginning to move. Hear this clearly. Heaven has been keeping record. Integrity chosen in scarcity. Faith maintained under pressure. Honor preserved when compromise would have been easier. Scripture declares that a vision is for an appointed time, and it will not delay, as written in Habakkuk 2:3. That appointed time is unfolding now. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are witnessing the closing of one season and the opening of another, marked by elevation, restoration, and an unexpected transfer that arrives not as luck, but as settlement. Anointed one, this is not noise. It is not hype. It is a declaration. What was hidden is being balanced. What was suppressed is being lifted. What you endured trained you for what you are about to steward. The shift ahead will not require striving, only readiness of heart and clarity of spirit. Chosen one, God does not always confirm through explanations or dramatic voices. Sometimes what sustains you is quiet, simple, steady, something gently prepared and placed within reach, waiting without urgency. What is coming toward you is not being measured by your bank screen today. It is being measured by who you refuse to become under pressure. Listen carefully. The greatest currency in heaven is not paper, not numbers, not status, not access. The greatest currency is integrity, because integrity remains clean when fear tries to negotiate with your soul. Anointed one, you have been paying in a currency most people do not even believe exists. You paid when you showed up exhausted but steady. You paid when you honored your word, even when it cost you comfort. You paid when shortcuts tempted you and you refused. You paid when you were misunderstood, talked about, overlooked, and still kept your heart soft. Every time you chose honor over bitterness, something was recorded that the world could not see. Chosen one, there were moments you felt embarrassed by how tight things were, not because you were careless, but because you carried responsibilities that never came with applause. You know what it feels like to stare at a bill and calculate which one can wait. You know the mental rehearsals of numbers just to stretch to the next week. And in those quiet calculations, you still tried to be decent. You still tried to be fair. You still tried to treat people right. That is not small. That is rare. Anointed one, this is why heaven is intervening now. You were not being punished. You were being refined, protected, tested. Lack did not label you. It revealed you. It revealed whether you would become sharp and manipulative or wiser and cleaner. Some people turn predatory when they are afraid. You became anchored. Some become selfish under stress. You became more aware of what others carry. Hear this plainly. Integrity is not emotion. It is behavior. It is the decision made when no reward is attached. It is the boundary kept when nobody applauds. It is truth spoken when a lie would be convenient. It is restraint practiced when advantage could be taken unnoticed. That is why integrity carries weight. That is why it carries power. And that is why it has value in the unseen realm. Anointed one, a conversion is happening. You have been storing character like seed beneath hidden soil. It did not resemble abundance. It looked like waiting. It looked like delay. It looked like silence. But seed never announces itself underground. It grows unseen. Then one day it breaks the surface, and everyone calls it sudden. This is the moment when what was stored in the unseen begins to appear in the visible. Chosen one, some of you will recognize the shift before money ever reaches your hands. You will sense it in your nervous system first, a strange calm where anxiety once lived, a steadiness in your breathing when you open your phone and check your balance, the ability to look at pressure without feeling owned by it. That is not denial, that is alignment, that is the spirit of lack loosening its grip. Your inner world is preparing space for a new reality. Anointed one, hear this with reverence. The increase coming toward you is not reckless. The increase coming toward you is not reckless. It is not unstable. It is not designed to entertain your ego. This provision carries a different atmosphere. It carries settlement. It carries restoration. It carries divine precision. It carries the kind of weight that makes you more thoughtful, not louder, more careful, not more careless, because what is coming is tied to stewardship. Chosen one. This explains why you felt out of place in certain environments. Many around you have been operating on fear currency. They trade in manipulation. They speak in scarcity. They compete and grasp, and you never fully fit because something in you refused to move that way. They did not understand why you walked away from certain offers, why your spirit tightened when something looked profitable on paper. You were not naive. You were trained. Your discernment was shielding you from wealth that would have arrived with chains. Anointed one, worldly wealth can look impressive and still be fragile. It can resemble a tower and still be built on sand. But the increase that rises out of integrity is different. It is built slowly. It is built cleanly. It is built steadily. It does not require you to lose yourself to keep it. It does not demand that you become someone you cannot respect. That is the kind of increase heaven can trust you with. There is a line in Scripture that declares a vision is reserved for an appointed time, and though it appears to wait, it will surely come, as written in Habakkuk 2:3. That rhythm is resting over you now. Appointed does not mean rushed. It means selected with precision. It means this moment was not determined by the economy, by people's opinions, or by trends. It was selected by heaven. And what heaven selects cannot be cancelled by delay, doubt, or disappointment. Anointed one, this is not shared to stir fantasy. It is shared to awaken reverence. When provision is released to a person whose heart has remained clean, the release is never just about comfort. It is about assignment. It is about impact. It is about doors opening that previously would not move. It is about the quiet generosity you will be able to extend without needing recognition. It is about finally building what has lived inside you for years. Chosen one, do not measure your future by the appearance of today. Measure it by who you became in the dark. Measure it by the decisions you made when nobody was watching. Measure it by the humanity you preserved under pressure. That is the currency being converted. That is the hidden account preparing to manifest before breakth. Rough becomes visible. It announces itself softly. There is a pattern that repeats across seasons and lives. Abundance does not crash into existence without first sending subtle signals ahead of it. Just as weather shifts before a storm, your environment begins to whisper before provision arrives. The atmosphere changes. The pressure adjusts. Things that were frozen begin to move without explanation. Anointed one, what you are experiencing may not look dramatic, but it is exact. You may notice silence feels heavier. Sounds seem sharper. There may be a faint inner awareness when your mind grows still. This is not imagination, and it is not fear. It is alignment. When something significant is rearranging itself on your behalf, the unseen shifts first. Chosen one, I remember a season when nothing around me had changed, yet internally I could no longer panic the way I once did. The bills were still present. The responsibilities had not disappeared, but fear stopped dominating my thoughts. That was the first sign. When fear loses authority, flow begins to approach. Fear has always been the gatekeeper of lack. When it steps aside, movement follows. Anointed One, pay attention to subtle interruptions. You may be speaking about your future, and an external sound marks the exact moment. Truth leaves your mouth. A vibration, a passing siren, a knock, a sudden shift in the atmosphere. These are not theatrics, they are punctuation. When something is being approved, it is often underlined. Chosen One, another early echo is small provision, not the full breakthrough yet, but gentle reminders that resources can reach you without strain. A bill is delayed unexpectedly. A refund appears. Someone covers a meal without explanation. A forgotten amount surfaces at the right time. These are rehearsals. They are teaching your nervous system that receiving does not have to be tense. Many dismiss small provision because it does not impress, but heaven builds confidence gradually. Each small arrival forms agreement between your inner world and what is coming. Each time you accept without guilt, something unlocks. You are no longer begging, you are consenting. You may also notice repetition, certain numbers, patterns, themes appearing consistently, not because they are mystical charms, but because repetition signals stability. When something repeats, it communicates that alignment is steady. Stability always comes before overflow. Anointed One, remain grounded. The signs are not there to make you anxious. They are there to keep you aware. The moment you begin chasing confirmation, you lose the posture of trust. Observation is calm, desperation is loud. Stay calm, let confirmation come to you. What is already moving does not require your panic. Chosen One, your dreams may begin to shift as well. You may see structures, buildings, roads, bridges, water, movement. These are not random fragments of imagination. They reflect capacity expanding. When your subconscious rehearses new environments, it prepares you to occupy them without shock. Sudden provision without preparation destabilizes many. That is not your story. You have been prepared gradually so that what arrives does not overwhelm you. Even your reflection may appear different, not because circumstances have changed yet, but because posture has. Shoulders relax. Your jaw softens, your eyes carry less strain. These are signs that safety is returning to your body. Safety is the foundation of wise stewardship. When your nervous system feels secure, your decisions grow clearer. Heaven values stability more than speed. What is unfolding is not a tease, it is a sequence. Sequences move in order. The internal shift always precedes the external one. If calm has appeared without logical explanation, do. Ought resist it. That calm is evidence. It is the echo before the door opens. Now understand this clearly. What is arriving in your life is not random, and it is not borrowed from someone else's destiny. It is connected to a blueprint that existed long before your present circumstances formed. There are elements encoded within you that could not activate until you walked through certain seasons. That is why your path seems slower than others. You were not behind. You were being aligned for a distinct release. Anointed One, a blueprint is not a plan you manufacture. It is a design that responds when your inner frequency matches it. For a long time, the design existed, but alignment had not matured. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were still becoming someone capable of carrying it cleanly. Now that alignment has locked into place, movement is unavoidable. Old ideas may resurface with new clarity. Concepts you once disdained surface with new clarity. Concepts you once disdained. That is activation. The blueprint is recalling what belongs to it. Anointed One, some of the provision approaching you will move through unexpected channels. Resolution may surface where you assumed closure. Restoration may appear where you accepted permanent loss. Opportunities may present themselves without strain. This is not disorder, it is orchestration. Heaven does not rely on familiar routes. It uses what is available. You may feel tempted to question how it can unfold this way. Resist, that reflects. Questioning timing is human. Questioning your worth is outdated conditioning. Your worth has already been established. Your role now is discernment, not doubt. What feels calm and clear carries truth. What feels rushed and frantic does not. When a door opens, it may not look dramatic. It may appear simple, a message, a conversation, a figure on a screen. Do not underestimate doors. They often lead to the strongest rooms. This blueprint is not here to impress others. It is here to align you with purpose. Resources are part of it, but they are not the center. The center is what you are meant to build, sustain, and protect. That is why this release waited until your character could hold it without distortion. The system around you may not understand how this happens. That is acceptable. You were not meant to explain it. You were meant to embody it. What comes next will not require force. It will require presence. There is, however, a stretch before visible breakthrough that few speak about honestly. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is the quiet endurance of belief when your emotions lag behind your conviction. Chosen one, there is a tiredness that does not come from effort, but from holding faith longer than feelings can sustain. It settles softly in the body. It shows up in longer pauses, deeper sighs, slower movements. This portion of the journey is not about intensity. It is about endurance. And endurance is rarely loud. Anointed one, this is the stretch where the promise feels settled in your spirit. Yet your days still require you to move without visible proof. You sense that something is real, yet you continue with ordinary tasks. You answer messages, you commute, you pay what you can, you keep your word. This is where faith matures, not in declarations, but in repetition, not in excitement, but in return. Waiting does not mean standing still. Waiting means continuing without demanding reassurance every hour. It means practicing the same integrity you held when everything felt heavy. It means refusing to become sharp simply because the timeline feels slow. Many abandon their promise here, not because it was false, but because waiting required them to remain consistent without applause. There were days you expected to feel more certain by now. You imagined clarity would arrive with energy instead of quiet. Instead, what arrived was steadiness, a calmer pulse, a slower reaction. That is not stagnation, that is grounding. Heaven often replaces urgency with depth before release. This season is not asking you to perform belief, it is asking you to remember it, to return to what you already know, to remember why you refused compromise before, to remember what sustained you through nights without answers. Faith that survives long waits is powered by memory. You remember what did not break you. You remember the ways you were carried when you did not understand how. There is holiness in repetition, waking up and doing the next right thing, speaking kindly when you are tired, maintaining boundaries when tempted to over-explain, resting without guilt. These are not delays. They are stabilizers. Stability allows increase to remain once it arrives. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. Silence often means something is being assembled beyond your supervision. You do not hear construction inside sealed walls. You hear it when the wall is opened. Stay steady. The assembly is underway. Chosen one, as momentum gathers, something subtle begins to shift around you. People become mirrors. Conversations feel heavier. Reactions appear sharper. This is not random. When increase draws near, it creates a magnetic field. That field pulls unresolved fear, jealousy, doubt, and attachment to the surface. These are not enemies sent to destroy you. They are thresholds revealing whether you will carry your future cleanly or drag your past into it. The first presence often arrives as doubt, dressed in familiarity. It may speak through someone who cares for you but has never experienced expansion. Their caution sounds protective. Their concern sounds reasonable. But beneath it is unhealed fear. This is where you learn to hold certainty without argument. Not everything requires defense. Silence can be proof of alignment. Then comes jealousy, sometimes disguised as humor or subtle comparison. Growth exposes what others have avoided within themselves. They may reference old versions of you or minimize progress. Compassion is appropriate. Permission is not. Boundaries are clarity. Admiration may follow. Those who were distant during your quiet seasons suddenly show interest. Proximity increases. Not all attention is malicious, but discernment becomes essential. Some are drawn to warmth, not the work. Receive appreciation without overextending yourself. The most delicate presence is subtle sabotage, advice that feels slightly off, urgency that feels misplaced, drama that drains focus. Often this does not arise from ill intent, but from discomfort with change. Your expansion disrupts familiar patterns. Loving from a distance can be the most honest response. Passing these thresholds does not require confrontation. It requires discernment. Each asks the same question. Will you trust what has formed within you, or surrender authority back to old habits? Every aligned choice clears the path further. Gates only appear when something valuable lies beyond them. Walk forward with calm strength. Keep your posture soft and your direction firm. The next movement will be precise. Chosen one, there comes a moment that arrives quietly, almost ordinary. You are engaged in routine when it manifests. A message, a call, a number on a screen. And there it is, a shift so real your body responds before your mind can process it. Time seems to pause. Sound fades. This is not imagination. This is integration. What follows is release. The architecture of lack you have carried for years collapses instantly. The rehearsed worry, the reflex to brace yourself. Your body responds. Hands may tremble, breathe may catch. You may need to sit. This is not weakness. It is your nervous system recalibrating to safety. The inner voice that questioned your worth loses authority. Silence replaces accusation, not from argument, but from undeniable evidence. Vindication settles quietly. Grief may rise not for loss, but for endurance. You grieve the years you carried more than you should have. Tears come from relief. Patterns end when someone finally steps out of survival. Perception shifts. Colors seem sharper. Air feels lighter. The world has not changed, but your filter has. Fear loosens its grip. Choice feels real for the first time. Freedom feels unfamiliar at first. That is natural. Provision is not the destination. It is the key. It opens space. It funds purpose. It removes urgency so wisdom can lead. What arrives now carries responsibility, not pressure. You are equipped because you are prepared. After the shift, a quiet period follows. Not inactivity, but stillness. Integration happens. Temptation to announce or perform will arise. Let it pass. Stillness preserves clarity. Next assignments surface naturally, not as commands, but as calm knowing. Instructions come from alignment. You are pulled toward building, restoring, supporting, creating. What once felt impossible now feels appropriate. Resources move when purpose is clear. Synchronicities follow obedience, not effort. Chosen one, you are not meant to be loud. You are meant to be effective. Those who observe may not understand your choices. That is acceptable. You operate on alignment, not explanation. What is built through you will speak on its own. This is not the end of your journey. It is the end of survival. The road ahead requires presence, humility, and continued integrity. The same qualities that brought you here. Step forward with calm and confidence. The silence that follows is full of space. Full for choice. The urgency of before dissolves. Awareness settles. Real work begins. The work of stewardship. Decisions now carry a new texture. You respond from clarity, not react to pressure. Purpose is quiet. Quiet may feel unsettling if you have been long in noise. Trust your instincts. Timing matters. Wisdom is precise. Acting too soon can scatter what was meant to be focused. Discard what no longer fits. Say yes with alignment, no without fear. Generosity flows quietly, rest becomes maintenance, and integrity guides abundance. Walk forward without fear, haste, or compromise. The world does not need spectacle, it needs consistency, presence, and clarity. Step into your stewardship. Let your life speak steadily and truthfully. Heaven has already aligned people, timing, and provision beyond what you can see. You are standing in your Kairos moment. Receive this as blessing and commissioning. May clarity, gratitude, and discernment guard your heart. What is coming will not overwhelm you. You are prepared. Go forward.